Ambition Rights here. So today I'm coming to you with a different type of video. I've been getting a couple questions about like what makeup should you splurge on, what can you get from the drugstore, and so on and so forth. A lot of you guys on my channel are beginners when it comes to makeup, so I figured I'll do this this topic just for, and it's for anybody, even if you're like a pro at makeup. It's sometimes important to know like certain tips and tricks. So today's video is going to be 4 makeup essential products or items that you should splurge on even if you're a beginner or not. I think sometimes going to a Dollar Tree or drugstore for certain items isn't always best. So in this video we'll address that and talk about that. So if you're interested in knowing what 4 makeup items are best to have, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so the first makeup item that everyone should splurge on are primers. Now because I have beginners watching these videos, I'm going to break it down and explain why it's important to have a primer and what it does and all that. So the importance of a primer on your face is to essentially prime your face. It's the first step that you do before applying makeup. Why it's important is because it's the base before a foundation, and so it's like when you're painting your room, you put a primer, you put a base before the top color, so it has something to adhere to, something to stick to, and it makes the color more vibrant and true to color. The importance of a face primer is 1, have a barrier between your face and the chemicals in makeup. Makeup has chemicals unless you go for the type of makeup that doesn't. Either way, it's important to have a barrier between your face and foundation and other products so you don't break out. It also gives you a smooth texture. If you have acne, if you have, textured skin and you just put foundation right over it, it's going to enhance your flaws. It's going to enhance that stuff. So if you have the right primer where you apply a smooth canvas to your face, the foundation and powder and everything else would have an even base to start from, and your foundation will look flawless. So the point of splurging on primer sometimes is 1, you need to have a primer with good ingredients, because why would you get a primer from Dollar Tree for the most part and it doesn't have it has like cheap ingredients that's not good for your skin. So just like where you use quality moisturizers for your face, it's important to have a quality primer that's touching your skin. The ones that I use and the ones that I recommend for you guys, the first one is the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. This has coconut water, probiotic based ingredients, and skin revivers. So this is really good for dry skin. Even if you don't have dry skin, this is a really good product. It's silicone free as well for those of you who don't like silicone. I definitely recommend this product. I use this every single day. This is a little bit pricey. Throughout this video I'll put the price tags of everything that I'm talking about here, because this is the 4 items that I think everyone should splurge on. Another primer that I recommend for you guys, I'm going to give you guys different options for everything. This is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. I have said numerous times that there's a dupe out there. It's the NYX Veil Primer. It is a dupe and it has similar ingredients, so do your research as well and find things that are very similar. But if you want to splurge on this, you can as well. 2 other primers that I use with the same company, they are the Makeup Forever Step 1 Base Mattifying Primer. I use this in the summertime. A mattifying primer does what it says. It mattifies your face. So it gives you a smooth texture, and so if you're oily, the oil doesn't seep through. I'm not oily, but in the summertime you sweat, so I tend to use this one. And in the cooler months, I use the Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing Primer. And again, this does exactly what it says. It smooths my face and gives me a beautiful canvas to put my foundation on. Product number 2 that you should splurge on is foundation. Now this is debatable because now drugstores are starting to step their game up and have better foundation and better skin ranges and matches and so on and so forth. I'm more thinking of coverage, long-lasting power, and ingredients when I'm talking about foundations. Yes, one of my foundations that I'm wearing right now is the Maybelline Matte Poreless. This is amazing. I use this every day. So take this with a grain of salt. You could definitely use a drugstore foundation. Just be mindful of the ingredients. And if you use a drugstore foundation, you must use a quality primer. Quality primer and quality face moisturizer. Because if you don't, you'll reap the result of having a cheaper foundation. Okay, so this is still a great foundation, but I'm more talking about, you know, splurging a little bit on foundations, just because you get better color ranges when you go to, you know, Sephora, Macy's. You get a better color match. They tend to have a long lasting power. So the two that are my absolute fave to splurge on is the Kat Von D Lock-It Foundation. I am in the color 78 Neutral. This is amazing. It says 24-hour wear, full coverage, transfer free, matte finish, and it's all of that. This foundation is amazing. And the second one to splurge on is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I am in the color Truffle. This has amazing coverage, amazing staying power. So if you must splurge on any two foundations, I recommend these two for full coverage. Again, take this with a grain of salt. If you have a drugstore foundation that you love, then skip this part. This is my opinion in terms of 4 makeup things that you should splurge on. You don't have to splurge on all 4. You could take one out of what I'm saying. Alright, so the third thing that I think that everyone wants to splurge on is concealers. This is another debatable thing because everybody and their mama uses the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This stuff is like $1.99 and it's amazing. However, the ingredients aren't that great and it does crease, you know, after a while. Yeah. They have a lot of good shade ranges. This is amazing for probably an everyday use. Again, if you're using a quality primer, quality foundation, or a decent foundation or whatever, this concealer will be fine. If you have a concealer that you love, or if you love the LA Girl concealer, then keep on doing that. But I have better concealers than this. So that being said, the concealer that I think that everyone should splurge on, because I would literally die for this concealer, is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealers. I have 2 colors. I have the color Deep and I have the color Rich. I use Rich on an everyday basis and I use Deep when I want like an extreme highlight, or I would mix the two. These are amazing concealers. The staying power is awesome. I have under eye wrinkles and these do not crease in my under eyes. Like, these are amazing. They stay all day, and this is where the price point comes in, where you get what you pay for. This is quality concealers. Another concealer that I really do like is the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Amande. This is a really great concealer. It's creamy, it's buildable. It's just a really great concealer. Again, you get what you pay for. Another concealer that I really like is the MAC Pro Long Concealer in the color NC50. It does what it says. It's Pro Longwear. It lasts all day. You could also use this as a foundation if you like. It's very lightweight but long wearing. Again, if you have allergies like I do all year round, or just in general, sometimes you need like a waterproof concealer to put underneath your eyes. So I recommend the Makeup Forever Full Coverage Waterproof Concealer. I am in the color 18. This stuff is awesome to put underneath your eyes, like I mentioned, if you have watery eyes, or even in the summer if you want to, you know, jump in the pool with makeup on. Alright, so the last item, the 4th item that I think everyone should splurge on are setting powders, both under eye and or overall face. Pick your preference. You could also substitute a powder for a spray. For the most part, you don't need to splurge on makeup sprays because drugstore ones has been coming out with some great ones. But I think powders are important to set your foundation. And this is where it comes in, where you could have a Maybelline foundation but splurge on the powder to set it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you to splurge on all 4 of these items. You could pick your battle, pick and choose which ones. But I just recommend that all, you know, these 4 items are something that everyone should splurge on. The setting powders, the under eye setting powders that I recommend to splurge on is the La Mercier Translucent Powder. This is a regular one. I use this when I want an extreme highlight. This lasts all day. It doesn't settle into my fine lines. And this is just great. It just gives me a great mattifying look. The other powder is the Mercier translucent powder in medium deep. As you can see, it's obviously deeper. I had a review on this. I'll leave this up here for you guys to check out. I also use this as an under eye powder on an everyday basis. I wear this to work because, again, it doesn't crease. It looks amazing and flawless. And I also use this all over my face too. Two other powders that I use to set my makeup is the Mercier Candleglow Sheer Perfecting Powder. I have a review on this on my channel, so go ahead and check that out. I love this powder. I'm in the color 6. This sets my makeup beautifully. It keeps my foundation in place all day if I happen to be using, you know, a foundation that doesn't set on its own. And lastly, I have the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Deep Dark and Dark Deep. This is also a really great setting powder. It stays in place all day. It gives my foundation an extra oomph, you know, setting wise. So yeah, those are the 4 makeup items that I think everyone should splurge on. Again, take this with a grain of salt. I don't want to hear this in the comments below. I literally am answering a couple of people's questions that I've been getting. What makeup items should I start off with? What should I spend the most money on? And I literally just told you that you should probably spend your most money on primers, foundations, concealers, and setting powders, and face powders, because that's the basis of your makeup. You don't need to splurge on eyeshadow palettes, mascaras, lashes, lip glosses. You don't need to splurge on those. The core part of your makeup is your foundation in your face. So primers, foundations, concealers, and powders is something that I think everyone should splurge on. Dibble and dabble, buy what you want, try them out, figure it out. I literally just gave you what I use and what I recommend. So if you have any questions, let me know. Leave them down below. What are your favorite products? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. When you subscribe, hit that bell next to my name so you're notified of any uploads. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!